friends. I'm Lulu, and welcome to Judson Sunday Arts, where kids of all ages can make art that matters. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and if you're joining us today with low vision, I am a white 34-year-old woman with very short, dirty blonde hair, and I'm wearing a purple V-neck t-shirt today that has the letters CCNY on it, and that stands for City College of New York. There is a bookcase behind me and some art on the walls. Today, we're going to make drawings and statements inspired by the book Malala's Magic Pencil. You will need something to write or draw on and something to write or draw with. You can also make these digitally, whatever works for you. If you tuned into Andy's lesson on March 7th, you'll remember a lesson about inspiration, Malala Yousefzai, and her story, Malala's Magic Pencil. In it, Malala wishes for a magic pencil that will change the world. Spoiler alert! It turns out that Malala had the magic to change the world inside herself the whole time. On a more serious note, Malala is known all around the world because she was able to heal from her attack and continued to stand up and fight for the right of girls all around the world to go to school. Violence against women and girls that want to get an education and go to work still happens around the world today, even as recently as this past week. One thing we can do is stay on top of the news and find ways to support women activists and organizations that believe that women deserve to have fulfilling lives on their own terms. We can also promise to not stay silent when we hear people say and do things that put women and girls down. And now, back to Malala. Let's watch a short video in which she talks about her book and her inspiration for it. This clip features illustrations from Malala's Magic Pencil and also shows Malala speaking. Malala is about 20 years old in this clip. She has light brown skin and straight black hair, and she's wrapped in a sheer white shawl that covers her hair and shoulders.
My book, Malala's Magic Pencil, is about my story. When I was growing up, I believed in this magic pencil, and then it tells how I found the magic in my voice. When I was younger, I used to watch a TV show about a boy who had a magic pencil. If he was hungry, he drew a bowl of curry, and it appeared. If he and his friends were in danger, he drew a police officer. The boy was a little hero, always protecting people who needed help. How I wanted a magic pencil too. Every night before I went to bed, I wished for a magic pencil of my own. And every morning I would wake up and check my cupboard. But the magic pencil was never there. Wishing wasn't enough. Someone needed to speak out. Why not me?
One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world.
I tell my story because I want more people to read it. There is a lot of serious things and bad things that has happened in my life, from the attack to all these extremists that I have seen in my life. So I wanted to find a way in which would make it comfortable for younger children to read it. So I think picture book was the best option. I like each and every page, like seeing myself sitting in that room with my brothers watching TV and seeing those cracks on the wall. Then seeing myself and how my voice was reaching globally to people, and then how I was recovering from the attack. It just tells my story so beautifully that I had never thought of it before. So I'm really thankful to the artist, Chris Coed, for their great work. And I hope it reaches as many children as possible. I hope that children who read this book will also realize that they can also find their magic, and it might be in their voice, it might be in their writing, it might be in their art. I'm so happy to have my book published in countries all over the world. Thank you for reading my story in the UK.
Did you learn anything new? Not only does Malala's story inspire children, but it also inspires adults. And when Malala's Magic Pencil was published, its publisher, Penguin, commissioned, that means paid, 6 professional female artists to create art inspired by the question, what would you change if you had a magic pencil? This image by Pranita Kocharakar shows a red vending machine that says books on it and is filled with books. There are 4 children of different races and gender identities smiling and watching the books swirl through the air. The question, "What would you change if you had a magic pencil?" is written under the vending machine, and the background is gray with yellow stars. Pranita states, "I would draw lots of book vending machines to be installed all around the world for every adult and child to be able to experience the magical and surreal world of books." The next image is by Melanie Johnson. It shows a drawing of a pink and orange bird on a bright turquoise piece of paper. There's a white woman's hand holding a turquoise pencil above the drawing, and turquoise feathers, paintbrushes, and yellow pom-poms surrounding the drawing. Everything is sitting on a yellow table. Melanie explains, "If I had a magic pencil, I would draw back to life all the beautiful bird species and animals with funny names that have become extinct on our planet. This one is called a Lord Howe swampfin, endemic to a little Australian island, and it became extinct in the early 19th century. This image is by Noor Unahar Sadiq. It shows a light brown woman's hand holding a journal open. On one side of the journal is a collage that includes a yellow piece of paper, half a picture of a white woman's face, a piece of brown paper with the word out, and swatches of different shades of beige, with blue patterned washi tape holding the pieces in place. There's a poem in all caps on the other side that reads, "A world without racism. I wanted to be 2 shades darker of kindness and nothing else. My people were 3 shades darker of whatever was left. Our world was many shades lighter of everything else. Instead, I tried stealing the skin of mirror. You don't break what looks like you. Instead, my people become faint skies. You don't abduct what is only a twilight. Today, I don't want to be an instead, but a shade deprived of ache, to be a body awake in a world tinted with pale shades of benevolence." Noor Unahar. Noor explains her work by saying, "I tried stealing the skin of mirror. You don't break what looks like you. I would eliminate racism from my world once and for all." Mel Stringer's image is a 4-square comic strip called "If I Had a Magic Pencil," and it features her statement as black text in yellow comic strip narration bubbles. The first square says, "Some people say hurtful and destructive things, often mindlessly, often without a second thought. There are speech bubbles with skull and crossbones, poop, and angry face emojis on a blue background." The second square says, "So whilst a magic pencil would come in handy for erasing those words," and shows a pencil eraser erasing the angry face emoji. The third square says, "I'd rather use it to redraw the way the words make me feel," and shows a cartoon of an Asian woman with long black hair wearing a pink t-shirt with a black, broken, dripping heart emblem over her heart. The final square has no words and is a close-up of the woman from square 3 using a pencil to draw a whole heart where the broken heart used to be. This image is by Nikki Miles and features the words, "If I had a magic pencil, I would make the whole world a sparkly place where dreams come true and every day is a happy day full of rainbows, cuddles, cake, hot chocolate, glittery stars, bubble baths, smiley faces, and lots of other nice things." The words are written in whimsical script in black, pink, turquoise, yellow, and orangey red. The background is beige, and there are cartoon images of a steaming hot chocolate in a flower mug, smiling faces, pencils, a rainbow, and a cupcake. Nikki explains, "This made me think about all of the little magical things in this world that make me happy, like hot chocolate, rainbows, and bubble baths, because life to me is all about making the most of the small stuff." The final image is by Ariba Sadiq. It shows 4 women in different colored clothing, green, blue, pink, yellow, brown, red, wearing colorful hijab in a boxing studio. One woman looks in through a window that has the words "Aussie Women Boxing Club written backwards, and a fluorescent pink open sign that glows. She's wearing heart-shaped sunglasses, like 2 of the other women in the club. The 3 women in the club are wearing red boxing gloves. 2 women are sparring on a mat next to a punching bag. Another woman has a Band-Aid on her face and is draped over the ropes of a boxing ring with pain lines drawn out of her head. She faces the viewer head-on. Ariba describes, "If I ever found a magic pencil, I'd make women's boxing clubs in every city of my country so that women could learn more about this sport and their self-defense." What would you change if you had a magic pencil? You know it. It's art making time. Think about what you would change and draw an image that shows the change happening in the world. Also think about what statement you would make to explain the change. You can write it yourself or ask a grown-up for help. You could spend 5 minutes or a whole week creating your own magic pencil wish for change. If you love what you made, send it to me so I can feature it on another edition of Judson Sunday Arts. Be safe, wear your masks, happy dreaming, and happy Women's History Month, friends. See ya.